We were talking about a neuroscience revolution at the start of the conference. I really hope and believe we can try to use this as a motivating factor, bringing us together, driving theory. And over the last few days, we have indeed heard about some radical new unifying frameworks. We have heard about some experimental breakthroughs, and we have been able to tie them together. I think today, in particular, James and Francesca's session has been particularly efficacious in doing that, and the closing panel there. And so, while we don't have the revolution yet, we're building towards it. I wanted to say thank you to all of the speakers, and I hope you can join me in thanking them now. No, we've really had consistently awesome talks. It's been so cool to see one after the other being really high level, great presentation style, and getting to the core of theory and experiment. So I think we've been so fortunate to have you amongst us. I want to thank our sponsors as well. Again, some of the leading funding institutions in this field. I want to particularly thank the other conference chairs, so James, Dan, and Giovanni, who've done so much to make this happen. But I think you might have noticed over the last few days that there's been another conference chair, our Chief Logistics Officer, Federico, who really is the rock upon which mathematics of neuroscience has been built. So if you join me in thanking James, Dan, and Giovanni, and Federico. And then also you'll have met many of the volunteers, and the session chairs have done a tremendous amount of work. We are all volunteers, none of us are paid for this, and some have spent nights and nights doing Google Sheets that I made by accident slightly differently, and so they had to put them together. So thank you to the volunteers as well, it's worth it. Okay, so you might have noticed the website is called Neuromonster, and it's sort of the informal name for this conference. So whence Neuromonster? I thought I'd just say 1 minute about the story so far. So Dan and I launched Neuromonster from a balcony in Greece during COVID, and it was mostly online in those days. We had 16 speakers. It was a symposium at an applied mathematics conference that happened to run on the island of Rhodes. So in this conference, people would complain because the noise from the jacuzzi would interfere with the speaker's microphones. But what has been very cool is we've doubled in size since then. So we've run it every year. We were again in Rhodes and then Crete, Rhodes again in September. And we've had such a really interesting and diverse range of people come and join us, and everyone has lent into the process. It's been really cool to see. This year we've continued to double, and so obviously we're now thinking, at what time will the entire world be neuromonsters? And we only have to do another 19 years. So the acronym itself, now I challenge anyone to look at the words mathematics of neuroscience, start to make an acronym, and not immediately see monster. But the first one was in Rhodes, and so we sort of expanded mathematics of neuroscience Rhodes however we could at the time. We've added AI because it is such a fascinating topical field. There is such theory in it. It sort of slightly ruined the acronym, but I am Scottish, so this is like the Scottish version of Monster. It was in Rhodes. We're now in Rome. We've done a bit of what I like to call structured relaxation, a process which I think is extremely important in creative scientific problem solving. Talk to me more about that after. And so I think any place name with an R in it is valid candidate for the next Neuromonster. And so if you know anywhere really cool beginning with R, we want to hear about it. And also if you're interested in coming and speaking or helping next year, please come and talk to one of the team. So some suggestions have been Reykjavik, Rio, Romania, Reunion, and Rwanda. But there aren't too many, or at least so far we haven't come across too many good ones. So please come and talk to us about it. If you are interested in what we do at Thinking About Thinking in general, we also run these quarterly summits. And the quarterly summits are about the open problems in AI research and promising avenues for solving them. We're modeling that on the climate change summits, which have been so successful at grappling with extremely complex unfolding phenomenon that has lots of different stakeholder groups. And so in these summits, we invite what we call the 5 technical stakeholders: academia, tech, nonprofits, startups, and funders, to sort of share their research insights with one another. This is particularly important in the current age because as research is really proliferating, collaboration is decreasing. And so we want to, as scientists, as sort of philanthropists, we want to increase collaboration, and we want people to be focused on what the open challenges are. So, so our next one's in London, 30th of July at the Sainsbury Welcome Centre. We'll have a really phenomenal list of speakers. And again, if you're interested in coming to that or being a part of the team, please come and say hi to me after. So I'm going to leave it on that screen. We've now got a reception. Please enjoy yourself, wander around. Anyone that wants to can put the poster back up on the totems, which we're going to bring up. And once again, thank you all for coming. It's been a pleasure.